Welcome ICP kindergarten families to your kindergarten at home remote learning packs. You are going to find that each teacher has put together some materials for you, some student supplies, and some academic materials. They might look a little bit different. The bags might have additional goodies depending on the teacher, but you're going to have all of the core materials ready for learning at home. The first thing that we're asking for all parents to do is to take a look at the letter. This parent letter is going to outline the materials that you have, our student expectations, and what to do if you have questions, comments, and concerns. When you have questions or comments or concerns, please reach out to us teachers. Our contact information is on the bottom, and we are ready to help and support you however we can. On the back of this page, it also has a list of the student supplies you're going to find in the back and any academic materials we're going to be using in additional learning lessons that are going to be online. So take a look at this first, and the biggest priority is to make sure that all of these materials are in a safe spot. All of your student supplies, all of your academic materials are for school activities. So these are not toys to play around with, so make sure that they're in a safe location, away from little hands, and somewhere where you can find it and they are not lost. We're going to go through each item. We're going to go through each of the student supplies that you're receiving, as well as each of the academic materials that you're going to be using as well. Let's talk about supplies. These supplies are going to be used for academic practices and lessons. So none of these are toys. They do need to be kept in a safe spot so all of them can be easily found for the activities we're going to be doing. Depending on what your teacher had available, some things might be the same and some things might be a little bit different. It's okay. We just might not have all the same resources. But with that said, you are going to find in your bag pencils or pens. These are going to be used for daily writing activities, journaling, writing practice, free draw, as well as math practices. You're also going to find scissors and glue. You might use these on a daily basis, but you're also definitely going to be using this for art projects with your art teacher. Your special teachers will be utilizing some of these materials, so that's why you also need to keep them safe for their lessons. You're also going to find some kind of coloring material. It could be crayons, it could be colored pencils or markers, depending on what your teacher had available. And then also you'll have a dry erase marker. Now these we've used in kindergarten almost every day, and they're very cool, very special, but the biggest rule with these is not to use them on paper. These are only to be used on whiteboard or your wipe off clear pouches. And the clear pouches look like that. Either they have different colors, but what you can do is slide in the page that you want to practice. It could be a white page or a practice page, and you can use the wipe off marker to, for instance, practice your handwriting lettering. Once you're done with your activity, you can erase it and allows you to redo this again on another day. Very important though with your dry erase markers is to cap them. Always listen for the click. Make sure they're capped because they do dry out very fast. Additionally, you're also going to find dice. These are amazing math tools. You might find 2 or 3 or 4 of them in your bag depending on what your teacher had, and we'll talk more about great math games that you can play. You might also find a deck of cards. If you do, that's fantastic. If you don't, that's okay as well. And then most of us teachers have also added a pack of Play-Doh. This we'll walk through more in detail later on as well, because there are fantastic activities you can do with sight words and math with Play-Doh. Let's talk about your academic materials. Depending on your teacher, your packs might look a little bit different. Some teachers might have added additional folders or some coloring pages. That's fantastic. I'm going to take those out for now because those are extra materials for you. And we're going to cover just the pages in the packets that we are going to be using for our learning and practice. Now there will be 2 types of materials in here. Some that are going to be required daily. So we want this to be daily practice at home so you can learn new concepts and practice existing concepts. And then we're going to have extra practice materials as well. So some are daily expectations. We expect that the kids are going to be trying to learn these and to complete these on a daily basis. And some of them are extra practice on your own time, or you can go as fast as you want. The first set is the Reading Comprehension packets. We would love to have sent you home a bunch of books to read because it's a lot of fun to read. But instead, we're going to send home a packet and just complete 1 page a day. So your daily expectation is 1 page. Read the prompt and answer the questions. You might have 1 or 2 packets depending on your level. Then your next daily expectation is writing. We were doing so good with writing just before we left, so we don't want to lose any of our skills. You're going to have your writing journal, and you're also going to have your writing calendar. Some teachers have it in a folder, some teachers have it right inside of the journal. Each month has days, obviously, with pictures, and each picture is different. So you're going to look at the day that you are on at the moment, take a look at the picture, and ask your student, tell me a sentence about this picture. You can talk about what they see, you can even give them people a name if there's a person or an animal, and then think of a sentence that they could write. In kindergarten, we count the words on our fingers. So you want to count how many words are in their sentence, and then they're going to write that sentence in their journals. So they're going to open up to the next clean page. You can ask them to draw the picture again. They can even add more details. Maybe it's the little boy laughing and also they're in the pictures. And then they're going to write a sentence to match that picture. We always want to make sure that we have capitals at the beginning and periods at the end, and we use our fingers to make spaces so that we can read those words easily. So the daily expectation for writing is to complete 1 writing sentence every day. If you want to challenge them to write 2 or 3 sentences, we would love that. We would also love to see pictures of this work. The next part is math. Now, math is a little bit tricky, but also awesome. You're going to see 2 things. You're going to have your math journals and a math packet. It's upside down. This math packet is review as well as introducing new skills. This packet can be done optionally. That means you can do it as fast as possible, or you can take your time, because some of these concepts are things we've already done. So I'm going to put it on the optional pile over on this side. This page, or this journal, is actually the journal we use every day in math. And you'll notice that some of the pages are taken out as we've already covered those concepts. So everything that is left in this journal is actually new material that we have not covered. So we will be trying to do lessons to work on those new skills. However, because we don't know how this will completely work, you can have the kids use these journals as you wish. So it's going to be on the optional side, because these materials, we haven't quite figured out how to use them in a way that makes sense for everybody. So if you want to move on with the concepts, go for it. And you can review math concepts as fast or as slow as you wish. Then also on the optional side, in terms of how fast you want to practice this, are sight words. Some teachers have bags, some teachers have colored lists. So whatever lists were sent home with your kiddo, make sure that you practice those sight words. Sight words are used and very helpful for both reading and writing. So the more that they learn them and the faster they learn them, the more they'll grow in their reading skills and their writing skills. All teachers did send home a list of all the 100 words, so you do know the next upcoming words if you want to practice those. Again, I'll put this on the optional side because you can move however fast you want to with those. Then, most fun, we have your dry erase pouches. Now, these pouches are awesome because whatever's inside, you can use over and over again. So I'm going to walk through some of the packets. Some of your packet colors might be different, and it's okay, because some of us had different colored papers, some of us ran out of paper, it's fine. But I'll cover a couple of the things that are in there. You're going to see a 100 chart. One of our math goals is to be able to count to 100 by ones, by tens, and to start from a number and counting on. So these are great skills that you can practice. They're in the sheet protector to keep it a little cleaner. There's also on the back of it, some of teacher have a separate page or on the back, a blank hundreds chart. So you can actually have the kids write the numbers and practice writing those number skills. Also, you're going to find that you have either blank game boards or filled out game boards. Now in this section, in this pack, we have 2. We have one set that is sight word and word work packets games, and some that are math games. So I'll walk through a couple of these. Again, these are going to be stapled if you have a big pack. Doesn't matter though, you don't have to rip it off. You just fold the game, and each game has instructions on the back, by the way. Each one has, oh, there we go, instructions. We will also do a video on how to play all of these games. But just for care purposes, if you, for instance, wanted to play roll and cover, you can simply fold the packet along the staple line, scooch that packet inside the pouch, and then play the game. This way it'll protect it and you can play the game over and over and over again. And again, I will do another video on all the games that you have available to you so that you can practice those skills. And then the one that we'll probably use most often is going to be the Foundations writing page. It's the one that has the letters on the back. So these are great for handwriting practice, but we're most likely going to be using the other side, which has our Foundations lines, the skyline, the plain line, the grass line, and the worm line. This will help in our handwriting practice and writing sentences. So we'll definitely be using this side during our lessons, however we figure that out. Okay, so we have some materials that are going to be used everyday practice materials, some materials that you can use at your own time, however fast or slow you want to work. And then we have the materials that belong in our sheet protector pouches that we're going to be using for games and also for daily lessons. If you have any additional questions about any of these materials, you're missing something, we are going to make sure that we have copies of these materials available to you on our school website, but please also feel free to reach out to your teachers. Again, our email addresses are down below. We also have the school website listed, so please reach out anytime that you want to for any assistance.